India's export of the textiles, gems and the jewelleries and the marine products recorded healthy growth in the several non-US markets during the January to September 2025, also reflecting a broad-based diversification in the country's outbound shipments according to the Commerce Ministry data. Also, export from these sectors to destinations such as the United Arab Emirates, Vietnam, Belgium, and Saudi Arabia recorded sharp increases driven by the rising demand across the Asia, the Europe, and the West Asia. Also, the data showed that the India's marine exports during the January to September rose as high as 15.6% year-on-year basis to the USD 4.83 billion, driven primarily by surging demands in several non-US destinations. While the United States continued to remain the top individual destination, that is to USD 1.4 billion, the sharpest expansion has been recorded in the Vietnam with 100%, the Belgium with 73%, and the Thailand with 54.4%, reflecting a growing diversification of India's seafood trade footprint with Asia and Europe. Substantial increases were also noted in the China to 9.8%, to Malaysia 64%, and Japan 10.9%, highlighting sustained appetite for Indian marine products across the key Asian consumption hubs. A clear trend of export diversification is also visible, with the emerging destinations such as Vietnam and the Belgium gaining market shares, while established Asian partners such as Thailand, Malaysia, and China also have deepened their import volumes, the officials have said. The diversification reduces India's overdependence on the United States market, where the Indian exporters are facing a steep 50% tariff, and also indicates a strategic pivot towards a resilient multi-market growth supported by the India's improving seafood processing capacity, traceability compliances, and trade linkages under free trade frameworks, the officials added. Similarly, the country's textile exports are also making inroads into the new and emerging markets such as the Peru and Nigeria. India's textile exports recorded a modest but positive growth of 1.23% during the January to September 2025, reaching USD 28.05 billion. It's reflecting a phase of the gradual recovery supported by robust demand in several non-US markets. The United Arab Emirates led the growth, with the export rising 8.6%, that is USD 136.5 million, reaffirming its position as a key regional hub for the Indian textiles. Gains were also recorded in the Netherlands, which is 18.5%, Poland 24%, Spain 9%, and Egypt 24%, signaling growing traction across Europe, North America, and the Middle East. The country's gems and jewellery export too witnessed a modest rise of 1.24% during the first half of the calendar year to USD 22.73 billion, the data showed. The United Arab Emirates remained the largest destination, with the exports increasing by 37.7%, that is USD 1.9 billion. Strong gains were also recorded in the South Korea, that is 134%, Saudi Arabia 68%, Canada 41%, reflecting growing demand for the Indian jewellery and cut and polished diamonds in emergency and also luxury investment-driven markets. Notably, Mexico and China emerged as new high-growth destinations, signaling the sector's widening reach into the Latin America and the East Asia.